feeling of great triumph and victory.
Let the truth be told. Want the truth, you came to the right show. Yeah. Talk to me, tell me what's going on. Alan and EMJ, we talk about back in the day to up to date, and you know it's nothing but love and no hate. FD Reese, it was the okay. Okay, let's go. Welcome to the Lineage Show. Okay, let's go. The Lineage.
Form the front line that march. To my left, march Jose Williams holding his ball. I march next to him. Mrs. King march next to me. Dr. King march next to her. On the way to the Capitol, you hear Dr. King make that speech that day. I sat on that platform and looked out over that sea of humanity. And I had a feeling of great triumph and victory. After having gone through all of the indignities, all the sacrifices, not all seemed good. And I had a feeling of great triumph and victory.
Let the truth be told. Want the truth, you came to the right show. Yeah. Talk to me, tell me what's going on. Alan and EMJ, we talk about back in the day to up to date, and you know it's nothing but love and no hate. FD Reese, it was the okay. Okay, let's go. Welcome to the Lineage Show. Okay, let's go. The Lineage.
Form the front line that march. To my left, march Jose Williams holding his ball. I march next to him. Mrs. King march next to me. Dr. King march next to her. On the way to the Capitol, you hear Dr. King make that speech that day. I sat on that platform and looked out over that sea of humanity. And I had a feeling of great triumph and victory. After having gone through all of the indignities, all the sacrifices, not all seemed good.
What's going on? What's going on? What's happening? Welcome to the Lineage Podcast. Very glad to be here once again on this second Thursday since we've been back. Ms. Lovely, glad to be here. We got a great show in store today. Got some interesting topics, interesting things that we need to discuss. Also, we're promoting a couple of things. We appreciate everybody joining us, everybody that's come back. Last week was great. We had a lot of people that was joining in on the discussion on the different things that we were talking about. And after the show was over, a couple of people hit us up. They really enjoyed the show. We appreciate y'all joining us. We are the Lineage. This is the Lineage Podcast. If you don't know why we are the Lineage, we are the grandsons, 2 out of the 3 of the grandsons of the Reverend Dr. Frederick D. Reese and the great Eileen C. Reese. If you don't know who F.D. Reese was, he was the man that invited Dr. King to Selma, Alabama. He was the chief orchestrator of the voting rights movement. That is the reason, that is the root foundation of why we are doing this podcast.
I don't care what anybody else tell you.
Yeah.
He is the one.
Yeah, he is the
I'm
one.
sorry. I just had to.
No, go ahead. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. And we tell people all the time, because me and my brother, we entrepreneurs. We 100% entrepreneurs. We work for ourselves, and we have the privilege of getting in front of people on a daily basis. And we find ourselves talking about our granddad, not just on the podcast, not just in interviews, not just in songs, but all the time. And it's a joy to be able to do it. We will be in Selma next week. We have a tour in Selma, Alabama next week, next Tuesday. So if you see us and you're in Selma, blow the horn, wave at us. Y'all know what time it is. We got a lot of things to discuss today. I'll say the show topic is called Trump, Columbus, and Shannon Sharpe. That's pretty much three things that we're gonna discuss. But we also have something that happened in the elementary school that caused a bit of an outrage amongst parents, amongst the county. This was in Rockdale County, if I'm not mistaken. Was this in Atlanta, right? No,
Yes,
Rockdale County, huh?
Yeah.
In Atlanta? Yeah. I was going to say, bro, unmute your mic, but he got a phone call. But yeah, this was in Atlanta, Rockdale County. Now, I'm going to play the video and we'll discuss this first. Rockdale County here in Atlanta. So we'll play that, then we'll talk about it.
Rockdale County parents say they need answers after their children found segregation signs posted at water fountains and inside the cafeteria. Channel 2's Audrey Washington is live in Conyers tonight with reaction also from the school district.
Right, and the principal said this all started as a history lesson, but the parents said the signs should have been never posted anywhere around the school. The signs were posted above water fountains and cafeterias, and the signs also said things like whites only and also colored only.
He said one was written in black and one was written in I think he said a gray marker.
They don't have a picture of the signs, but some Honey Creek Elementary parents say their kids told them exactly what they saw here inside a school a few days ago.
Signs above the water fountains and in the cafeteria that said white only and colored only.
School district spokesperson tells me the signs were a part of a history lesson about Ruby Bridges, the first black child to desegregate an all-white public school in the South. Still, that didn't extinguish the firestorm. A group of parents voiced their disappointment about the signs on social media and at a school board meeting. Wednesday, I spoke with one parent who asked I not show her face for this report. She says because she spoke out against the signs, she now fears retaliation.
I try to limit as much backlash I can.
Wednesday morning, the school principal sent a message to parents that read in part, quote, "In this instance, the teacher did not adhere to the approved resources or recommended lessons provided by the district. While we do not believe there was any ill intent, the activity was not included in the teacher's submitted lesson plan and was not approved by school administrators."
My son was over a fountain drinking and ridiculed because there was a coloreds only sign above, and he was made fun of. Could be does not inflict trauma on children.
And the school spokesperson told me that this incident is now under investigation and that the appropriate action has been taken.
Where do we begin with that?
Jim Crow.
I know you want to discuss in depth with this, but I'll say my little 2 cents. It's sad that this type of behavior and this type of mindset, you aren't born with this. You have been taught this. Elementary school kids, it's nonsense, man. I'll let you go ahead and.
Well, I would say this. They say they was trying to teach a lesson, and try to teach kids about history or whatnot. That's just the wrong way to go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I say this all the time, MJ. White people need to go in their homes, in their churches, mainly their churches, and talk about the racism in America. You know what I'm saying? And stop trying to cover it up. I'm talking about true racism that has been passed down from generation to generation to generation. And that's the problem. Black folks been saying the longest how racism in America has affected us. We beating a dead horse. It's time for white folks to get off their blessed assurance and talk about and have a real honest conversation about the spirit of racism that is in their family, the spirit of white supremacy that they walk around with. Not all white folks are racist. I don't believe that. But what I would say is that white folks do not do a good job in teaching their generations about racism in America, about Jim Crow. Jim Crow was created, was not real, just like Santa Claus wasn't real, just like the Easter Bunny is not real. It was created because no one wants to be held accountable for acting a certain way. Correct. This is why they created Jim Crow laws. Okay, no one holds themselves accountable for Jim Crow. So I need all my white friends that I have is to go in that's a good area, even though in that part of Georgia it's kind of becoming a lot of blacks are going out there to Rockdale County, Covington, Georgia. They're moving down east a little bit, but it is a rural area that's known for, let me say, it is a Tea Party turned into a Trump's party.
Right.
Well, let me go back, a Confederate flag party that went to a Jim Crow party that went to a Tea Party that's now Trump's the mega.
Yeah.
The history of a lot of those white folks in that area and going east toward Augusta. That's just the truth. They don't have the right conversations. I'm not asking them to go to the inner cities and start a church and talk about racism. Go out there to Forsyth County. Go out there to Covington, Georgia, Rockdale, Walnut Grove, Monroe, Athens. And let's talk about racism in America today. Because what happened to those kids at Rockdale County, the adults who made that decision, they have not been properly taught about racism in America. MJ.
Right.
They ain't even talked about Jim Crow. Really.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's
I wonder who signed off on this experiment.
Boy, I don't know.
Who signed off on this?
I don't know who did, but I know one thing. We know the old superintendent of Rockdale County. No, she's Newton County. I'm sorry, but she probably knows the superintendent for Rockdale County. I guarantee if she was still next door in Newton County, she would be on the phone with Rockdale County superintendent right now, saying, "What in the world?" She probably is now, knowing Miss Fury.
Yeah, Miss Fury.
She probably is now because she is a no nonsense person about that. But someone just don't get it, MJ. They don't get it.
Right.
They don't.
And look, it's crazy. Yeah, you're 100% right. Who signed off on that? Who approved that? Because it had to go to the top. But Charlene says, now how was that not ill intent, but you did not have it in your lesson plans or try to get it approved? Exactly.
That's right.
Phyllis says you are absolutely correct. Will you have dogs, fire hoses, and billy clubs next? Exactly.
That's right, MJ.
Shout out to everyone that's on. We on Instagram now. I want everybody. If you're on Instagram, hey, your preferred platform is your preferred platform. But if you're on Facebook, you're on Instagram. If you are not subscribed to the Lineage Podcast on the YouTube, I need you to swiftly and expeditiously do that.
Expedite your movement.
Yeah, expedite your movement. Swiftly and expeditiously. But we still appreciate the love, no matter what platform you're on. But yeah, help us out over there on the YouTube land. But yeah, you're right, bro. It's go ahead.
But once again, this is the type of atmosphere Donald Trump has allowed to come back to the forefront. I'm not gonna give Donald Trump that he started it. No. But he speaks to a breed of people. Let's say that a breed of people that tends to perpetrate and like this kind of atmosphere and want to go back to those times of segregation and calling folks colors and the N word and this, you know what I'm saying? They want to go back to that time, you know. Correct. So, and I'm not saying everything is bad about segregation. There's some things that black folks can go back to that with that segregation had that benefit us more so our dollar. But in some places, things like this, it does not. So, we got to put this on Donald Trump shoulder, President Donald Trump's shoulder too. He has a part in this. You know what I'm saying?
He got to take some of the jabs with this. He definitely does. And you're 100% right. Some of his base be waiting for stuff like this. The next top. Matter of fact, we're going to look commercial. It rides right into our next topic. Let me hear what you say about Donald Trump wants to revive Christopher Columbus Day. So we'll talk about that right after this brief commercial. We'll come right back.
I persuaded teachers for the first time to engage in a teachers' march. And so we agreed that we were going to march.
Nice.
We'll stand strong. Where we belong. It's not about yourself.
First of all, serving notice on our nation. It's Dr. Frederick Douglass Reese.
We march. We march. We march. Right to march.
He said, what shall we do? I said, we are going back. He said, Yeah.
Welcome back. We are back. Lineage Podcast. If you don't know who that was a few people speaking on that video. Maintain. Shout out to Maintain. One of the Selma legends there. If you don't know who Maintain is, yeah, you got to know who Maintain is. But that was Reverend Dr. Frederick D. Reese. That was the Teachers March. They were getting pushed down the steps, as you've seen there, on January 22nd, 1965. That's our granddad F.D. Reese. But yes, to our second topic here, man. You know what? And you know what's crazy? Sometimes when I hear Donald Trump talk, sometimes he's very contradictory. You'll think that that all of these things that happens by coincidence. But he want the return of Christopher Columbus. It said Trump vows to revive Christopher Columbus Day. Hold on, let me take Christopher Columbus Day amid debate over historical legacy. Trump wants to revive Christopher Columbus Day. What you think about that, bro?
Oh, it's straight foolishness. If you look at my YouTube short, I broke it down. And what I mean is, when I say I broke it down, see, Trump, a lot of people who voted for Trump, and I would say this, the whites, uneducated, on welfare, on food stamps, they voted for him. Once again, like Miss Phyllis said, she said I lied, but he was the Pied Piper blowing the flute and raised foolishness from under the rocks.
Oh, yeah.
What I'm saying is this, is that all those folks who voted against their interests, he realized that they're frustrated, MJ.
Yeah.
They very much so.
Right.
And so see, these are the things that he do to make them feel good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And it works.
Oh, it works. You know what I'm saying? Not really when he shut down the board of education. not realizing that a lot of that funding comes from the Board of Education, Federal Board of Education, down to the states for the Title I schools. A lot of their kids go to those Title I schools. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? So they're not going to get the things that they need from the federal government because he shut it down and saying it's all about the states. Well, it goes back to this, and this is what racism, the spirit of racism does to you. You're blinded. You're blinded spiritually and physically because, look, this is why they killed Dr. King. It's because of the poor people's movement. He was telling uneducated, low-income white people that you are in the same predicament as blacks. Economically, you get what I'm saying?
Right.
Economically, they was in the same predicament. So he was saying that let's join together. This when the federal government was like, hold on, he has too much power. We got to get rid of him. You get what I'm saying, bro?
Right.
So what happens when they killed Dr. King and he was not able to articulate because no one was able to articulate that movement like he could, and he wasn't. It put those whites back. It kept them in the place that they're in today. And this is why people like Trump, George Bush, all them can continue to get them to come vote for them against their own interests. You get what I'm saying? Against their own interests for the better good of the big corporations. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So he had to come back and say, we're gonna restore Christopher Columbus Day, just like he did where he tell those folks, we're gonna have the Gulf of America.
Yeah.
See,
you're gonna change it from the Gulf of Mexico.
That makes them feel good. It rallies his base, and it makes him feel good. It feeds his ego too.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? But that's what they get. So they want to still blame Obama and Biden and Clinton and all them for the situation they're in, and they don't realize that they vote against their interests every time. They fall for Donald Trump every time. He know they gonna eat it up. They gonna eat it up every time, MJ.
Yeah, because in black and white, he gonna help the rich corporations, and then what he gonna say out his mouth is gonna appease to that base.
Lyndon B. Johnson said, if you convince the worst white man he's better than the best black man, they wouldn't know that you're picking their pockets, and they'll give you all their money. That's exactly what Trump did. He spoke to the generation that put flesh on bones, and they went to the polls because they are that generation that says that America has forgotten about them. Correct. Not realizing that they haven't. No, you need to go get off your blessed insurance and go do something with yourself. Because, like I said, I feel like anybody in America who has had it, the greatest is a white man and a white woman in America. They can still, even if you come up poor as a white person, you still have your whiteness. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You still have
keep it 1,000. Keep it 1,000.
And that's just honest. You still have your color that you can still. Regardless of what situation you in, you can clean yourself up and people are going to respect you because of your whiteness, and you're going to have a chance. Okay? So that's what white supremacy will do to some people. You get what I'm saying, bro?
What's that?
So, Trump realized they getting mad. So he got to say something to quiet them up. So that's why he did this. You know?
Yeah.
That's what I said, Ms. Phillips. I said pacify. When you look at my YouTube video, I say it's a pacifier.
You did say he's trying to pacify a certain group after he and his cronies have insulted, I guess, the Pope. They didn't insult the Pope.
They sure did.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, and listen, if you want to call in, feel free to call in. Call in with your opinion. We got a call-in number, y'all, 404-333-5900. You can call in, be on the show. You'll get heard. You can discuss with us. And no matter what, even if we move past a certain subject, we'll bring it back if you call in. Don't be scared. Go ahead and call in, man. So, 404-333-5900. Now, this next subject we're talking about, you know what? We got so much content. What the world and America is doing now is just... It's so much content. Now, check this out. As a 9-year-old young boy goes to the house. Now, if I'm not mistaken, he got into it with a black boy, around his age. He goes to the house with a whip. I want y'all to understand this. He went to the house with a whip. bammed on the door. Let's just, you know what? I want to let y'all see it for yourself. Let's just watch the video. Tell me what y'all think. It's crazy, man. You can't make it up. Tell me what y'all think.
You better get your ass from off my porch beating on my door like this. I will call the police. You need to leave. Don't you ever beat on my goddamn door like that. Go. Okay.
Now, if you didn't notice what was in his hand, it was a whip.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we know that throughout history that whip has been used for different things.
Mm-hmm.
But last time I checked, he wasn't looking for no horse. He got into it with, I want to say the couple that you saw the video, on the right there, the bottom right, the black couple, it was their son. So he had the audacity to go to their house with the whip. And you can see his demeanor, his body language. First of all, I'll say this. I don't care what color. If I would have ever thought in my mind to go to a boy's house with their parents there and disrespect somebody's house like that, that whip wouldn't have been in my hand. It would have been on my behind from my parents, no matter the color.
Mm-hmm.
But now the caveat of this and the context with this makes it even worse because this young boy is 9 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And let's be honest, we all on here understand what's going on. He walked over there with the whip and what kind of intentions he would have had. Now, Tristan posted a comment. Now, since we keep it 100, I'm gonna post it, but I'm not gonna read it. I'm gonna let everybody else read it because we are on the YouTube airwaves. Everybody take a look at that. And yes. So yeah, he went over there with the whip. So it's some underlying, you already know what time it is. That ain't even underlying racism. That's in your face.
Yeah, that's he's taught that daily.
Where did he learn that from? Where did he get that from?
His parents daily. MJ, that's taught daily. That's something that his father and mother laugh about and do. And I guarantee they got a black doll or something at the house. There's a doll at the house that they acted out, and he get that whip and he hit that doll like it's a black slave. How much you want to put on it? 100% sure. Guaranteed. Now I tell you this. My grandfather was nonviolent, but if a child came to my door and did that, I agree with Tristan.
Mm-hmm.
No, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Your daddy comes to the house is just on.
Yeah.
I believe, like I tell people, I believe in the Martin position and I believe in Malcolm, MJ. I think both needs to happen to get to bring about true change. But both of us has to be on one accord.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We divided. You know, we allow for the government to tell the Martin believers to tell them to stop. Tell Malcolm and to stop doing what they're doing, then we'll make a deal. No, in today's time, now I would stand like Martin there, but I would tell them no. Until you give us what we want, I'm gonna tell Malcolm them to keep doing what they doing.
Facts.
You get what I'm saying? And see, when we as a people start moving like that, then you will start seeing people respect us. See, they don't respect us, MJ, and the reason why they can keep showing their kids stuff like that, and that boy was bad enough to do that because they know, oh, blacks just kill each other.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the rappers gonna kill. They gonna put music out there to kill their own kind. We're gonna continue to play that on the radio. They'll do that to their own kind, but to us, we don't do nothing about when racism is done towards us. So what I'm saying is, if we as a people come together, stop killing each other. First of all, stop killing each other, but get on one accord. And racist white people like that, if they know something coming for you, they ain't gonna do stuff like that, bro.
Facts. Facts.
You best believe they won't do it.
100%.
But you best believe the mindset of that boy had, MJ. What type of racist, just a real demon to raise that child, to go to them folks' house with a whip. Man, that's a king demon right there, bro.
But they don't know that the parents don't know when you raise a child like that with that mentality and you implement that mentality in him, you're gonna have more trouble out of him. See, you're gonna have more trouble out of him that you ain't gonna be able to do nothing with him because you raising him on hate. You raising him to look at the differences and automatically put negative and rooted in violence. You seen how he was?
Yeah.
He didn't, because he didn't apologize. He didn't say, I'm sorry, I'm looking for Timmy or whatever.
No.
He went down on the mission.
He went down on the mission with a whip.
Imagine if the son would have answered the door.
Yeah.
Come on,
he
man.
was using that whip.
You using the whip, bro.
And he thought about hitting that lady. You best believe, because he saw how he looked at her. Like, you know what? But she might be too big for me.
Yeah.
He thought about it.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it, bro. Think about what he's been taught at home.
Man.
That's what I'm saying. Racism in America got to be talked about amongst white people, MJ.
Facts.
You know,
It's real.
It's just the white church.
Mm-hmm.
These
That's
white
real.
pastors. I'm tired of y'all saying that when we get to heaven, racism not gonna have. Why we can't have that on earth? If we stand on the word of God and we stand on truth, why can't we have that on earth? Why can't you teach that to your congregation? Look, it's gonna be a lot of white folks, MJ, who thought they knew Christ, gonna look up from hell, bro, because they never got their heart right and they never allowed the Holy Spirit to change them, to truly change them. They covered it up, and God. It don't matter how many times, God, how many chances God has given them, they're going to look up. They're going to look up and they're going to find themselves looking up from hell if their pastors do not tell them the truth. And a lot of those pastors going to carry that blood on them, bro. I believe that, Jay.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that.
That's a fact.
I believe
I'm 100% agree, man. 100% agree.
I believe it.
100% agree.
It's time for the white church to stand up. It's time for y'all to stand up. Stop hiding behind when we get to heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Teach your folks the truth to pray. Put your church on a fast. Remember, in Mark, it talks about some things when the disciple was asking Christ, man, why couldn't we heal this person or get that remove that demon or whatnot? In Mark, and Christ said some things you just got to fast on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Everything you just can't pray. I don't care how far you lay out the altar, how much praise and worship music you play, how much you seek God. Some things you got to fast. And the white church need to get on a deliverance of racism fast.
Yeah.
If they want to truly see America change.
But let me ask you a question. Do you think the majority of white people want to see America to change though? Because a lot of them benefit from America being this way. Let's just be honest. I'm not like I said, like we've always said, all white people aren't racist, just like all black people aren't pookies. But in a majority sense, do you think that majority of our white, allies want to see America change? America. Do you think they want to see America change?
To answer your question, I would say no.
Yeah.
I would say this, and the reason I say that, I'm going to give context behind it.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I say it, they wanted to be covered up like it's changed because they don't want to lose their they don't want to lose the position they're in.
Mm-hmm.
See, and that's just what it is. They don't want to lose the position they're in, so no, they don't want to change, but they want to make it seem like it's changing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I remember, I never forget once. Is it Jane Elliott? Is that the old white lady that did the brown-eyed, blue-eyed experiment? She asked, and a few of her audience, a few of her speaking engagements that she did, she said, do white people know that America's racist? Yes. Then she said, well, if you would change, well, they said no. Well, if you would change positions with a black person, stand up.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not racist, if America is equal, and we all hold a hand singing Kumbaya, then would you trade a person with a black person? And no one stood up. So she said that lets me know that you know that it's racist, but you're willing to sit there and do nothing about it.
Because they continue to enjoy their whiteness.
That's right. That's right.
And that's a real conversation, MJ.
Mm-hmm.
That's that conversation that FD used to say, do you want to do what's best or what is right? See, when you do what's best for who?
Best for who? What's right
at the table. And what is right might not always benefit you personally. Might not be what's best for you, but it's right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Tristan said most white people don't think anything is wrong, so why speak up on a problem that doesn't affect you? So he disagrees with her. But that's a I gotta think about that one, Tris. I gotta think about that. I like that point. Yeah, I gotta think about that. Yeah, they don't think nothing wrong, so why speak of a problem that don't affect you? Mayor's Wilson.
I would say this.
Go ahead.
Let me say that I think it still does affect them economically. Racism, let's be honest. Racism is a money grab, MJ.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Racism in America makes so much money.
It even go political.
It's so MJ.
Yeah.
Racism in America might make more money than anything else.
Yeah.
So that goes back to economically. So because the ones that do not benefit economically for racism.
What do we talk about morally? So economically is one thing, but let's go morally. If you did a survey and you did a lie detector test morally, because economically you can. I
was responding to Tristan. He's saying it don't affect them,
right,
and it does.
Right.
It affects them. It does affect them economically. They just too blind to see. And that's what King was trying to show them. Y'all worry about the racist game when it's all economics.
It's an economic game, right?
It's an economic game, and they letting you fool. They fooling you that this racism matter, but that is the propaganda. That is what sells the racism. The people up top don't care.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? But they don't really. They care about money more than they care about racism. But they know that racism sells.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna make sure it stays.
Make sure it stay. Mayor's Wilson Davis. I guess that's. I don't care what. Talking about. I don't know how to read the last one. Excuse me. I don't care. I don't care a damn. They should never have done this. And the parents had a right to stand up and speak up. Are you kidding me? And it should be investigated. Oh, talking about the boy with the whip. Yeah, 100% right. 100% right. Yeah. Yeah. That's a good. What Tristan was talking about economically, what you was responding to, I guess my question was more morally in the beginning. Yeah, more morally.
But see that morally, the moral it blinds you because the morals is a spirit and it's passed down from generation to generation that is taught.
Right.
Morals.
Yeah. So in a nutshell, that boy with that whip didn't think nothing is morally wrong with what he did.
That's right.
Because in his household, it's morally right.
That's right. Because that's what's taught.
That's what's taught. Correct.
But when he gets in the real world,
right.
If he's a part of a certain bracket and he want to be racist, if you poll racist, it affects you.
Correct.
But they not gonna tell you that. And that's what the literacy come from in poor, low-class white people.
Mm-hmm.
And Donald Trump speaks to them
100%
to make sure they stay on that low vibration of thinking.
100%. We're gonna go. Look, we're gonna one more commercial. We're gonna go to commercial. We're gonna talk. We got to talk about our Uncle Shannon Sharpe. We got to talk about him. That's gonna be our last subject. Uncle got himself in some mess, so we'll discuss him when we get back. So don't go nowhere.
Nice.
If you courageous, we got one for you. Reese, what you talking about? We paying respect to the ones before us. Okay, let's get it. It was 8 people who stood against injustice. They called them crazy. If you don't know who I'm talking about, let me introduce you to the courageous 8. Yeah.
got the mind and the muscle. With the grind and the hustle. I never back down, it's a habit. Nope. Adversity, I accept the challenge.
Welcome back, y'all. We're trying to get some things going on. Let me shout out the first nurse. First nurse, we had some technical difficulties. She had a nice video. She had a nice message for y'all. Y'all see how my voice got low? I had to bring the source. She had a nice video for y'all. We definitely gonna try to get it on next week. I wish we can give her a segment now, but I don't want to put her on the spot.
Yeah, I asked her to go over here and show her pretty face, but
she don't want to do that. Well, we ain't gonna do it like that. First nurse like to be decent and in order.
Yeah,
so,
she gotta have it right. She ain't gonna do it on the fly.
Yeah. First nurse got to come correct. So we definitely gonna have her video on next week. Whatever she want to do, we're gonna have it on next week. I seen the video. I tried to get it on there. But it was having some technical difficulties. So first nurse will be back in the building via video or in person next week. Trust on this. She will be back. On my last subject, before we go there, my brother and I, we are doing something special. In 2 weeks from today, starting May the 15th, we are doing, let me see if I got the flyer here. We're doing, first we want y'all to go and follow. It's another, y'all just give me 30 seconds to explain it here. So if you don't know, my brother can really talk about the journey of Granddad and what happened when Granddad finally, Granddad was reluctant in letting my brother kind of set out his vision with Granddad's legacy as my brother saw fit in the beginning. But finally he did, he let him do it. And amongst this journey, we have been able to, we have been fortunate enough to be able to create and build a few things, a few entities, besides the podcast, a few entities in the honor and legacy, all of it attaching to FD Reese, then which is also creating a legacy of our own, just to be honest. So we're very fortunate for that. So what we're going to do is we're going to, let me get the flyer here, y'all. I'm all over the place. It could be revived a little bit, but this the Lineage Presents VOS presentation. Now, what the VOS stands for is Vault of Sacrifices. And the reason why it is a vault is because we have a lot of things that we have, like I said, built along the way. So if you don't know, we found over 500 artifacts. These are original artifacts from the 60s, letters between my granddad and Dr. King and Abernathy, and we even found programs where Jackie Robinson was the speaker, all of these original artifacts. Granddad also wrote his book, his autobiography, him and Miss Kathy Walters, before he passed in 2018. That is part of the vault. Not only Granddad's story is, of course, sacrifice, but me and my brother has sacrificed along the way, along with our wives and our family. So we're packaging it together to do a YouTube every Thursday. Now, the YouTube is not going to be from the Lineage Podcast here. Let me take that ticker at the bottom so you can see it. You need to screenshot it if you have to. It's going to be the Vault of Sacrifices. Vault of Sacrifices, VOS, but it's Vault of Sacrifices. That is the YouTube channel where we'll be coming from starting May the 15th, and it's going to be a presentation. Now, also besides that, now we have, along our journey, the late, great Ty Best, rest in peace to him. And we've had the privilege of being connected with other people that have been in network marketing. So this is one of those things that we're using, a network marketing type of thing. But it's not networking. It's just us telling the story, because me and my brother drive, we entrepreneurs. People get in the car, they be like, oh man, I would love to see some of the artifacts. And we can't, licenses and everything. We not gonna let that out. That is dear to us. We're not gonna let nobody get a hold of that. So what we decided to do, not only are we going to do YouTube calls every Thursday at 6:30 before the podcast, but if you want an in-person visit, meaning we will come to your house, we have a presentation. My brother would talk about his journey with Granddad. I would get up and talk about the clothing line, the book, the artifacts, the music, the tours, and everything that we're doing. And then Anastasia, who is the president of our foundation, will come and talk about the great things that we have at the foundation for the current and future, like the Oculus and the interns we're working with, and the Mr. Voting Rights Project. So it's all packaged in one. And so we are presenting that. We are starting the calls on the live on May the 15th. That is 2 weeks from today at 6:30. Vault of Sacrifices. So make sure y'all tune in. I'm gonna keep promoting it, and we're gonna keep y'all abreast of all of that. So before we went to our last subject, I wanted to throw that in there, so y'all can know what time it is.
Say, all our listeners, right now, go to FrederickDReesFoundation.org and go down to donate. And I'm on a campaign to ask everyone to donate $1 a month. I'm not asking for 5, 10, 15, 20. If that's put on your spirit to do it. But I'm asking for $1 a month. I know people got to pay their tithes. I know people are graduating. We got prom. We got so much going on in our lives that I'm not asking people to give. I'm not going to sit here and ask people to give an abundance of money. I'm saying this. I would like to see people give $1 a month and let us continue to do the work. And after a while, those $1, and as my brother and I continue on this journey, more people continue to be a part of this. It will grow. And there's more that we can get done to spread this great legacy around the nation, around the world. The chief orchestrator of the voting rights movement, that's who he was. And we said with our chest out, $1 a month. Please donate to the Frederick D. Reese Foundation.
There you go. Yeah, we are the Lineage Podcast, but we are also attached to the Frederick D. Reese Foundation. So who are we not to do our job? And of course, bring on, and with the Frederick D. Reese Foundation, we do a lot of things for the youth. We matter of fact, we start planning for a book bag drive. Even though the kids ain't out of school, you got to be proactive. And Granddaddy understood that it's strength in numbers. So when my brother came up with the idea of $1 a month, I said that's brilliant, because Granddaddy had the right to vote. But guess what? When he was president, that league grew from under 100 members to over 2,000. Why? Because he understood there was strength in numbers. And so that's kind of the root of where this idea came from. We understand that times are always hard, and we know that. But if you can just give $1 a month, our kids, grandkids, and everybody doing that. So yeah, we appreciate the support, and we'll be keeping y'all abreast of that, and keep y'all going with what we got going on. Now, the last subject, I really like this guy, man. So it's a little messed up what he's going through, but we talking about Shannon Sharpe. If you don't know who Shannon Sharpe is, Hall of Fame tight end. Shannon Sharpe did he play for the Broncos and the Ravens? If I'm not mistaken.
Broncos and
the Ravens. He was working with Skip Bayless. If y'all don't know Shannon Sharpe, working with Skip Bayless on Fox Sports, that went apart. Then he got on First Take with Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. brought him on. Then he had that interview on. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, you gotta put some respect on his name.
What?
The Hall of Famer, Super Bowl winning.
Oh yeah, Hall of Famer, Super Bowl winning Shannon Sharpe. Yeah.
Shannon Sharpe, top 3 tight ends ever. Come on, put some respect on that man's name.
Yeah, definitely top 5 tight end in most people. Yeah, Hall of Fame Shannon Sharpe, Super Bowl winning Shannon Sharpe, man. And I'll say one of the professional athletes that transition. He had a smooth transition into media, and who he is and his branding is great. He brings a certain type of level of groundness to any show he's on, and some comical edge to it. And so I like Shannon Sharpe, but Uncle really got in some trouble. And he also has the nightcap and all of that with Ocho Cinco and all that. So his branding, he actually was making more money now in his second career than he did his first.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just say that. And after he had that Cat Williams interview, it just blew up. But anyway, Uncle Shannon Sharpe got himself into some trouble. I remember when, God, what's the city girl name that was on his show? I can't remember. I think it was Young Miami. She asked him what age do he like his women. He said half my age plus 7 minus 3 or something like that. At that time, he was going to be 56, so he liked around 32, 33. Now, That's not my cup of tea. I'll start there. Half my age, even if I was 50, can't see myself dating a 25-year-old. Just can't do it. If I was 50, couldn't do it. But Uncle Shannon Sharpe, that's his taste. Now, he has been getting very mixed reviews online ever since this came out. Now, if you don't know what it came out, he has been involved with a OnlyFans model. Her name is Gabby. I don't know her full name. Her name is Gabby. And she's trying to sue him for $50 million. He tried to settle out of court for 10. I want to say she sued him for, sexual assault, essays and grapes and stuff like that. So we got to watch what we say on the airwaves. But it's pretty much a sexual lawsuit. She's going civil. And report says he tried to settle out of court for 10 million and they declined it. Now, her lawyer is the same lawyer that was just recently on the case with Jay-Z in the Diddy case, which all of those charges, well, not even charges, that was just pretty much thrown out. So Shannon Sharpe, his opinion is it's a shakedown. There's been audio that has come out of him talking to her, and it's not looking too good. Now I'm gonna ask, bro, how do you think Shannon Sharpe is gonna come out of this, and what's your opinion in the matter? Yeah.
I think Shannon Sharpe gonna come out just fine. Don't get me wrong, a 20-year-old, 19, 20, that's young. But I'm like this. We don't say anything about Belichick, 74, 24-year-old.
Yeah, his girlfriend 24, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You see where I'm going with this?
Mm-hmm.
See where I'm going with it?
Mm-hmm.
Why should it matter? See, when Hugh Hefner had the bunnies, I said, nah.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. When Elvis Presley, she was younger.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't. No one goes out though.
Do you think it's more of because it's more of the allegations, or you think it's more of the age, or is it both?
I think it's more of allegations, but we see through text messages that's the way they communicate.
Yeah, that word on the street. Yeah,
you have people, and I know, I don't know. I've heard about this type of world that's how they do, kind of play, and they
role playing.
Role playing and hardcore, whatever they do. What I'm saying is, this is what was going on, and she was young,
right?
And Shannon was taking Blue Chew.
You promoting that thing, wasn't you?
Blue Chew. What I'm saying is that his personal life that most people don't know about, the type of personal life he's having, people don't know about it. So when people don't know about it, they don't understand it, so they think it's wrong.
Right.
What I'm saying is, until it's proven differently, I'm gonna stand with Shannon, because from what I see is that the young lady, they was doing something, and the young lady wanted some bread. At first, he was gonna give her the 10 million. She didn't want that. You know what I'm saying? The reason he said he was gonna settle for the 10 million because he didn't want his personal life out there. I can see why, because most people aren't gonna understand.
Right.
The type of role playing type hardcore messaging and how they talk before they come together. Right. That's just what they did. But as far as age, why should I speak on it? Because when our white counterparts does it, it's nothing is said about it. So why should I say something about Shannon, MJ? And Belichick got his 24-year-old at the party at the Super Bowl. She not putting his personal life out there. Right. But age-wise, percentage-wise, Belichick is older than his woman than Shannon is of this young lady.
Yeah. It's more of a year gap.
Belichick 20 years older than Shannon. You get what I'm saying? In 2 years, and his girl is 4 years older than the young lady that Shannon was with. So if you got a problem with the age, I'm not gonna say anything, because would I do that? No, that's too young. But when I see that for a group of people, we want to crucify them, and then the other people we let slide, I'm not finna do that. I'm not finna do it. If Shannon wrong, Belichick wrong.
Right.
If Belichick right, Shannon right.
Right.
That's my stance on it. So
Right.
to me, Shannon, hey, you might want to keep your personal life together, but I ain't got nothing bad to say about you.
Yeah.
Simple as
Yeah.
that. You
Yeah,
know?
you can't. You can't really say too much about him. He, it is what it is.
It is
Yeah,
what it is.
yeah. Even though that ain't my cup of tea to go that young, but hey, listen, it is what it is.
It
But
is
you're
what it
right.
is.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. And it's
You
kind
know?
of a double standard. It is what it
It is
is.
most
But
definitely a double standard, MJ.
yeah, it
You know
is
what I'm
what it
saying? And to live in a time of social media, if we can
man.
go back, I wish they would go back, just like they go back and crucify Michael Jackson. I wish they'll go back and get Hugh Hefner. I wish they'll go back and get Elvis. I wish they'll go back and get all of them
Hmm.
and mess up their legacy.
Yeah,
Man, Elvis Presley, that young lady was 14 years old. He's to
yeah,
put her on the private jet. Come on, we breaking state and federal laws.
yeah. Flying across. Come on,
But
man.
does anybody go back on their legacy? No. In most Trumpsters, Elvis is the king. You can't speak bad about Elvis.
Right.
You know, you ask Ray Charles. Ray Charles, like he wasn't that talented, but I'm just saying, let's be
Hmm.
honest. Elvis made a mark on music. But if
Right.
we're gonna go on all these other men's personal life and go back and get Michael Jackson and all that, let's go back some more and get Elvis.
Hmm.
Let's go grab Hugh Hefner. It was cool for Hugh Hefner to have the young women in the bunny house. Do we remember?
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to coat like Hugh Hefner. He was
They
so
wanted to do.
cool. He had all the young women. Everybody thought, oh man, he got it. Now when brothers start doing it,
Hmm.
when they start doing now, it's a problem.
Right.
I'm not walking down that lane
Hmm.
to judge them. I'm not. Because if we didn't judge Hugh Hefner and Elvis Presley and them, I ain't judging Shannon. Now,
Yeah. I'm with that. I'm with that. Yeah. I'm with that. We can wrap up. We can wrap up on that. Man, we appreciate y'all joining us once again. Lineage Podcast.
any callers, I'm surprised. I put on
Huh?
YouTube, I wanted all the children, descendants of the Confederacy. I wanted all the descendants of
Hmm.
the Crow, all of the
Hmm.
I wanted all the Trumpsters and the mega people. I put it out there. Said I'm not
Yeah.
running from you. I'm gonna put this at the end of the podcast today. I'm
Hmm.
not running from now one of you.
Yeah.
Come holler at us at the Lineage Podcast. We got a phone number and you can type your comments. Show your
Yeah.
race behind. Let's go. Let's have a conversation. So
Hmm.
we can, so you can showcase your racism. You can showcase it on the podcast, but we're gonna have
Yeah.
honest conversation with you.
Yeah. That's
You
it.
know what I'm saying? And some
Yeah.
of them, they went on my short talking junk. I said, yeah, the truth hurts. Hurts. So what I'm saying, I want them to all the descendants of the Confederate. Y'all wave those flags. Who always talking about the Confederacy was the reason that the Union and the Confederacy separated from the Union is because of economics. Yeah, we were the slaves, we were the money that they wanted to keep. That's what it
Hmm.
was about. So you proud of your lineage and your heritage. Come on, let's talk about your heritage. Be open
Yeah.
about it. So
Hmm.
don't get quiet now. I'm calling you out.
They'll
Please
come
come
through.
to the podcast and come holler at me so we
Yeah.
can
They'll
talk.
come.
You know what I'm
You know,
saying?
they'll come. Yeah, only a few will come through, and majority of them go hide behind the computer.
They're
You
gonna
know that.
hide. Just
So
like when the people with MJ, I love to see the news when they show all those Confederacy, but they had they trucks with the lift kits and they ride up Stone Mountain. I be like, yeah. I said, I guarantee they won't come out of the neighborhood. I guarantee they won't ride down Boulder Crest. Come down here to
mm-mm.
Decatur. I
Mhm.
guarantee they won't do it.
Right.
And see, we get all riled up. Oh man, look at them. They rising up. They went to Stone Mountain. They won't come down to Decatur where it's good. Come down Flat Shoals. Ride down River Road. Go by City Grove High School. Come down Boulder Crest.
Mm-mm.
Guarantee they won't
Yeah.
come over here with that craziness. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Because we'll welcome it. There's some cats over here that'll welcome it. And I guarantee they won't come back over. They won't come back.
Yeah, man. That's yeah. It's yeah. It's a peculiar nation that we live in. But yeah, man. Like once again, we appreciate all announcements that we put in. Please, and if y'all have any questions, man, just please, y'all know how to get in touch with us. Hit us up. Any questions on anything we're doing. But yeah, on behalf of on behalf of our foundation, go donate that $1 a month. We're gonna really start a campaign here coming up within the next few weeks to push it. A few people have already done it. Yeah. We're just bringing it up to publicly in on the podcast. But there's already some people that have done it at $1, $5, $10, $20 a month. We appreciate that. It don't go unnoticed. Miss Phyllis said, "Come to the deck." They ain't coming to the deck. They're to the Decatur, man. They ain't coming to the deck. But yeah,
if you're on here, man, we always shouting out Black-owned businesses. Miss Phyllis Spears, she's a great tax person.
Mm-hmm.
If you need your taxes done, please reach out to her. I know she don't mind me telling that, but she's a great entrepreneur, and if you need your taxes done, get with her.
Yeah, she know her stuff.
That's right.
Yeah, she know her stuff all day. So yeah, we appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all joining us, man. We will be back next week. If you have, but in between shows, if you got anything you want us to discuss, any topics you may see, send us videos. Matter of fact, a couple of people did it this week. Send us videos, and man, we'll definitely get it on and try to talk about it, if not this week, in the upcoming weeks or whatever. So send your videos and send your comments and concerns, whatever, man. And we appreciate the continual support. Until next week, y'all take care. What do you say? Take care of yourself and each other. See y'all.
Here, spring.
The lineage. The lineage.